Welcome back. Last time we built a streaming pipeline. Data was coming in continuously. But here is the question. If the data never stops, how we count it? How can we get a total for each minute, for example? That's what we'll learn today. It's called windowing. So let's get started. Here is the problem. Imagine we want to know the total sales right now. With a batch file, that's easy. The file has a start and end date. But streaming data has no end. It just keeps coming. So we need a way to break the data into small time periods. These time periods are called windows. Today we'll group our sales data into 1 minute windows. Then we will calculate the total sales for each window. So let's see how it works. Let's look at this in a simple way. Here is a timeline. Message arrive at different times. We divide the timeline into equal time periods. Each period is called window. In this example, each window is 1 minute. Our first window, second window, and each of them same interval. Each of them 1 minute. Every message goes into one window based on when it arrived. Then we can calculate something for each window. For example, a total or a count. These types of window called a fixed window. Each window is the same size, one after another, with no overlap. There are other types of window too, but fixed windows are easiest place to start. Now let's add this into our code. Let's update our pipeline. This is the script from last episode. First, I'll save a copy of the old version. This way we can keep the code from the last episode. Let's name the pipeline as PubSub window pipeline. Hit enter. Now let's make a few changes. We'll add a new helper function. It gives every event the same key, all sales, and this tells Beam to group the events together. Now update the table schema to same two fields, window ends timestamp and total sales amount. Now let's update our pipeline steps. After parsing the message, we add few more steps. Here we added a window and it is 60 seconds. Next we add the key from our helper function. Then we calculate total sales for each window. And finally we format the result to write into BigQuery. Here you can notice that the first field window end we hard-coded to C console. In real project, we would extract the actual window timestamp. For now, we will check window timing directly in Dataflow console, keeping our code simple for the first look at windowing. And here, the target BigQuery table name, let's change it to windowed sales and keep everything same. Write append mode and the table will be created if not exist and it's the streaming inserts. So notice something important. We didn't change how we read data from PubSub. It remains same. Windowing is just one extra step in our pipeline. So let's save the code and run it. First, let's start publisher script. Close the window, terminal, new terminal window, activate and run the publisher script. Publisher script started. Let's open another terminal, new terminal. In another side-by-side terminal, let's activate and run the windowed pipeline from direct run from our local. So let it run for at least few minutes, 2-3 minutes, so that at least some windows complete so we can verify in BigQuery. Now let's go to BigQuery navigation menu, BigQuery Studio. Hide the side navigation menu, expand project, sales dataset, and we can see our windowed sales table created. Click the table and let's verify the data. So we can see window end and total sales are here. Let's preview the data and we can see couple of window already completed, 7 windows already completed. So look at this. Each row is no longer one single message. It is the total for one time window. This is the power of windowing. We took an endless stream of data and turned it into a small, countable chunks. Now let's stop the scripts and talk about one more important thing. Stop publisher script and stop the pipeline. At this point, I want to discuss one more important thing. One more idea before we finish. What happens if a message arrives late? Maybe there is a network delay, or maybe a device is slow. By default, Beam can wait for late data before closing the window. But how does Beam know when the window is finished? That's where triggers come in. A trigger tells Beam when to process the data in a window. The default trigger works well for most of the simple cases. Later in this series, we'll look at custom triggers. For now, just remember, windows group data by time. Triggers decide when to process the window. Now let's finish by running our pipeline on Dataflow. Before running this pipeline on Dataflow, let's clean BigQuery table from previous run. Click Query and let's truncate the table. So table cleaned, let's verify. So no data to display. So let's comment this part. Now let's go back to terminal and run the pipelines. First, run our publisher script. Let's clear and run the publisher script. Alright, publisher script is running. Now let's run Dataflow pipeline. Clear. So command same as before. So we're calling the script, but here we're saying runner is Dataflow runner, and rest of the things project, region, temporary location, staging, everything same, including the streaming parameter. So let's click enter. Now let's check on Dataflow console. Navigation menu, Dataflow. Let's open into a new tab and we can see a new pipeline, streaming pipeline is running. Let's go inside the pipeline and we can see all the steps. Here we can see the window and defining key and summing up the window and finally format and write into BigQuery. All the steps are here. So all of them are running. So let it run for few minutes. So at least few windows are completed. Then we can verify in BigQuery. Let's go to BigQuery now and let's check data. And there you go. New sales totals calculated in cloud. Now let's stop the Dataflow job. Remember, streaming jobs keep running until we stop them. And let's stop our publisher too. Cancel the publisher. Stopped. That's it. Let's recap what we did today. We learned why streaming data needs windows. We added fixed 60-second windows to our pipeline. Then we calculated the total sales for each window. We saw the results in BigQuery. We also learned the basics of triggers and late data. In the next video, we will cover something every real pipeline needs: error handling. What happens when a message is broken or invalid? We will build a safety net called a dead letter queue. It lets us keep the pipeline running even when some message have problems. If the video helped you, please like the video and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.